Oh dear, I didn't realize it was this bad. This is something that is completely brand new to me, and I am just figuring out right now. Let's talk today about Jordan Kyrou, St. Louis Blues forward, 25 years old, 6 feet 174, right-handed center right wing, signed till the end of 2031, making $8.1 million a year. He's a paid boy. He's going out there making the bag. Initially a second-round pick by the Blues back in 2016, Kyrou has eventually worked himself onto the team and become a pretty good scorer. Back-to-back 70-point years, he is a great playmaker and goal scorer. I have been always just super fascinated by the talent and skill set that Jordan Kyrou is able to provide. He's a fast player, he works really hard sometimes when he's on the forecheck, and he is able to get points, of course, right? I mean, the interesting thing about this is that he had 73 points in 79 games played last year, but was a minus 38. In fact, I want to go out there and see, where was the plus-minus race last year in the NHL? Where was Jordan Kyrou in all of this? Okay, so Jordan Kyrou was the second worst player in the NHL last year for plus-minus, and that goes below some Chicago and San Jose players, which seems to highlight just where things went with Kyrou and his defensive game within the past year and a bit. Now, Kyrou this season has 17 points in 28 games played, on pace for 50 points. He's at a -9 right now. But the interesting thing about Kyrou and his profile is not necessarily the numbers or the plus-minus or the dollar amount or whatever. It's what he said the other day. Or not the other day. Today, excuse me. Yeah, the Blues are playing later tonight. Let's go over some comments made by Jordan Kyrou in regards to Craig Berube, the recently fired St. Louis Blues head coach, and how the shade was really tossed out here and how the fans are responding as well. Because just in general, I'm seeing all of this for the first time myself. It is not pretty. Here is what Jordan Kyrou went out there and said about his relationship with recent head coach Craig Berube. I've got no comment. He's not my coach anymore. And that is a really big indicator as to where his feelings may lie. That is huge shade right here. And if you wanted to get the follow-up, this is what he said about Bannister taking over the head coaching job. Yeah, it kind of feels like a little bit of a fresh start kind of thing. Yeah, we're all excited here. We want to turn the ship around right now and get our culture back a little bit and get back to playing how we play hockey. Or get back to how we know how to play hockey. Okay, that's a repetitive sentence, but whatever, he said it in the moment. Here's the thing about Jordan Kyrou and these comments. Firstly, lots of shade on his former coach, we know that. Secondly, when it comes to the fans and their reactions to this, oh boy, people are lethal. Here's the top reply to Jeremy Rutherford's tweet about the Kyrou no comment. Here is Low Def Blues. I can't wait until this kid isn't our overpaid, underperforming prima donna anymore. 295 likes, 46,000 views. Some of the replies say, yeah, well, we've got to wait a while. You aren't wrong, but he likely just expedited the timeline. You've got an even worse one in Binnington, okay. Here's another reply. I would like to give Kyrou the benefit of the doubt. Look, the Blues were still being coached like 2019. The game has changed. Let's see if the kids can play and grow in a more open style. What's the worst that could happen? We lose and pick in the top 2 or 3? And then, yeah, no, Kyrou is 25 years old. Here's the other tweet from this entire thing, the Bannister comment that Kyrou made. Oh, we can turn the ship around, get back to playing, how we know how to play, etc. What stopped you from playing before? Your crappy attitude, the first reply says? Another reply says, I'll forgive Armstrong for all his prior sins if he ships Jordan Kyrou out. Here's another one. I'm glad that Chief is gone, and now I can go back to not playing defense and cherry-picking on goals, with 110 likes. I'd be happy if they explored trades for Kyrou. He should have never been given that deal. This comment just pisses me off so much. Get our culture back? You mean the one Chief built to win the cup your name's not on? I've defended him, but this does it for me with him. Totally on board, it's so ridiculous, no understanding. Now, I know what I'm doing here. I'm just going out there and reading a selection of tweets that paint a certain narrative on this one player. But the weird thing is, there is nobody defending this guy. aside from that one tweet that we read earlier, but like most people, Blues fans especially, seem to be pissed off that this is the attitude coming out of a guy who exhibits the playstyle that he plays. Here is the Reddit post. R Hockey, Jordan Kyrou and his relationship with Berube. I've got no comment, he's not my coach anymore. Here's the top one. Tell me you hated your former coach without telling me you hated your former coach. I'm really hoping it was just a problem between the two and not a problem with the player we're paying $8 million a year for 8 gosh darn years. Clearly, he's absolutely devastated about the Craig Berube firing. Here's an interesting perspective that I think raises a few eyebrows. That's quite a different response compared to the devastation and guilt the Oilers and Wild players ended up exhibiting in the media. And that's a really good thing too, right? Remember when Jay Woodcroft was fired? McDavid, Draisaitl went out there repeatedly said it wasn't his fault, It's our fault. We weren't showing up. It's not that guy's fault that he needed to get fired for it. We just sucked. This is a completely different thing. Yeah, no, I've got no comment on my former coach. He's not my coach anymore. This is kind of where things go and really hit the nail on the head, I feel. Bro is mad that his coach wanted him to play defense. Bingo, this St. Louis Blues fan says. Kyrou is a lazy, one-dimensional player and coach was trying to get more out of him. Is it a crime to go negative 38 again? Cut him some slack. He's third lowest in expected goals against and is the top expected goals for percentage player on the team this season, so it seems like he's done that fairly well. Not playing defense, yet scoring points. I'm sure he was too overcome with emotion to comment on his relationship. He just had a big cry-roo and hadn't had the time to dry-roo his eyes. But for real, the rumor was that he had taken dozens of really great pics on his phone and Berube never even asked to see them. Okay, that's just a shot at the Mike Babcock situation in Columbus. But at the end of the day, Jordan Kyrou, while this is a very talented offensive player, there are some very interesting things that are plaguing this guy's game. From the defensive side of things to an apparent prima donna attitude situation. Again, I'm going to say I have nothing on this. Like, I didn't know any of this was going on up until I read all the replies from St. Louis Blues fans just talking so much smack about this guy. Yes, he tossed a bunch of shade at the old coach, but the fans are going out there and throwing the shade right back. Huge shade and trouble in St. Louis with Jordan Kyrou. If you're a fan of the Blues, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about these sentiments that we have read from other Blues fans in regards to Kyrou and his play. Is he an overpaid, underperforming prima donna? How is his defensive game? Did Craig Berube just try to go out there and ask for more out of this guy on the defensive side of the game? And does it surprise you that Kyrou apparently did not like that? What are your thoughts on the way Kyrou is going to continue playing throughout the rest of this 8-year deal that's signed till 2031? And do you think 8.125 is anywhere near the dollar amount that he should be given? I mean, 70-point seasons back-to-back is pretty good. I'll say that. Minus 38 isn't so. And now, when you have these attitude issues coming out to the surface, it kind of changes the entire picture, and you can't really ignore that, can't you? So if you're a Blues fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're a fan of any other team, then what are your thoughts on Jordan Kyrou? For me, as a Vancouver Canucks fan, we only see the Blues maybe twice a year or so, so it was kind of, you know, always in passing, like, oh yeah, Jordan Kyrou is a good player, he scores, and he's, you know, fast. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this entire controversy regarding Jordan Kyrou and his relationship with Craig Berube. Prima donna, defensive issues, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.